Mike, please state your name and title.
Mike Lormore, Director of Dairy Technical Services, Pfizer Animal Health.
We've just been at a conference, Mike, with the National Institute for Animal Agriculture on the use of antibiotics in agriculture. And FDA is moving towards a policy of moving away from antibiotics that are used for non-therapeutic uses in terms of growth promotion and feed efficiency. What impact will that have on the dairy industry?
Certainly unlike the beef cattle industry, in the dairy industry we don't use those products to the same extent that they're used, at least in lactating cattle, we don't use them to the same extent that they're used in feedlot animals. That being said, clearly those products are used throughout our replacement programs. I think the call to action by the FDA is really a challenge to the industry to figure out exactly how those products work, why the growth that we see is put in place when those products are there, and determine what kind of diseases are being suppressed by the use of those products, so that we understand how their use can be better targeted in our growth programs.
How quickly do you anticipate this policy to come into play?
Right now we're waiting for further clarification from the FDA. I presume that this is a policy that will come in play over a number of years. Obviously, if we're going to start changing labels, that's not something that happens in the short term. There's a lot of research that needs to be done to understand this. But I think it is a good call to action for those organizations that actually manage those products in the marketplace, that we're going to have to move in that direction and get this explained appropriately for people.
In general, what does this imply for the general use of antibiotics on dairy farms? What should dairy producers be concerned about?
So I think dairy producers first and foremost need to focus on good management practices that minimize the impact of disease on their herds. We have a lot of great prevention programs. Obviously we want judicious use of antibiotics on people's farms. That means correct diagnosis and identification of diseases, the implementation of good treatment protocols, good records management system, a valid client-patient relationship with a veterinarian. Veterinarians are extremely important to the successful use of antibiotics on dairy, and ongoing training programs for those employees who are responsible for herd health management.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.